Yes guys, Jess here, back with another video. You read the title. You can see that we have a lot of liquidity piling up above us. This is the calm before the storm. We need to be preparing for the new week, so make sure to be watching to the end. I have a lot of charts actually prepared for you guys. So yeah, with that being said, let's get straight away into this content. Make sure to smash up this like button. Let's try get above 25 likes this video. That'll be absolutely insane. And yeah, let's get straight away into this banger. Bow. So you can see here guys, we're consolidating in and around the 102.6k level on the Binance chart, which is your CME gap, and typically 97% of these CME gaps actually tend to get filled. So any deviations away from the mean, it's likely that we'll fill it in towards the new week. So definitely be watching out for that. But again, it's likely we'll actually see consolidation in and around this level, because this is where we have low volatility, low volumes in the weekend. Your institutions are not operating. You don't have your ETFs actually bringing in inflows. So again, it's likely we can actually consolidate in and around this level. So today we actually got the monthly close. So happy new month, guys. You can see that it's February now, and we have the monthly open just where the CME gap is approximately. So that's actually looking good. That will actually provide support if we actually start to break out. If we do come down, we can actually look to the monthly open to have some nice support. But yeah, we're still actually trading in and around December's range over here. So you can see that we're actually in and around December's mid-range, which I mentioned on yesterday's video due to the options expiry at monthly open. But again, trading in and around the mid-range is a form of manipulation that a lot of people actually call for, and both sides actually get trapped. So that's something to be actually bearing in mind. And I do think that we have support at the mid-range here. So if we actually come down in towards that 99.3k level, then of course we can actually look at this double bottom, and we can actually potentially get a reversal if we can confirm price action and closing candles above the neckline there. We can look to the range highs to see acceptance, and then maybe we can actually get the move up. But of course, that's about 3 steps I just mentioned. Bulls have a lot of work to do. So to actually start returning the bullish momentum, we actually need to be looking towards the lower time frames and seeing what price is saying. And you can see on this chart, I have my 9 exponential moving average. I have my 18 exponential moving average over there. So the 9 in blue, 18 in yellow. And then we have this upward sloping trend line over here. And we have this downward sloping trend line. And you can see when we had a rejection from this zone, we came straight in towards this level of support. You have your EMAs as support. You have this upward sloping trend line, this being the third point. You have your EMA cluster as well. So this is a decent level where we may get a bounce. So that's something to be looking for. But if we don't get a bounce, we break down, then you have your previous month's mid-range as support. And that's something that I do think that you'll actually at least get a bounce before maybe you can actually continue the momentum down, since you're actually putting in some lower highs. So that's something to be watching for. But again, if you look closely, you're actually forming another pattern that you can actually look at. So you can see that we're actually forming higher lows here. But yeah, you're forming lower highs. So this is a potential symmetrical triangle. So if I actually just change the colors so it's easier for you guys to see, you can actually look at this pattern here, and you can see that it's a symmetrical triangle. So that is something that you should look out for, because if we found support here, then we can maybe reclaim that previous week's mid-range and then reclaim this previous resistance level, and then that's where we might actually get the squeeze higher, because we have a lot of liquidity sitting just above this zone. So of course it actually makes sense to actually bring this scenario to your attention. Of course, there's probabilities in trading, there's probabilities in financial markets, so you actually want to be seeing if that's likely in your opinion. In my opinion, I do think that if we can break this trend line, confirm it as support, reclaiming the previous week's mid-range, I do think it's likely we can go upwards. But again, I will not be trading it, because you can see we have a bear moon here, and this is typically where you have a lot of choppy price action or slight move down. So again, I would not be surprised if we come in towards our yearly open and our range lows before we actually get that bounce. So if we go back to our December's range over here, you can see that we have the mid-range as support, so we can come down and then maybe chop around a bit more before we actually have the next moon phase. So that's something to be looking for. But if we actually lose this mid-range, then I do think that the range lows is definitely something to be looking for, and then we can actually get that massive squeeze higher. But again, this will be a massive test for the market to see if people get really bearish, and we'll be seeing what the sentiment's saying. But again, I'm not here to predict. I'm here to actually just see what the price action is saying, and maybe give you guys a few scenarios to look for. So you can see ever since we've entered this range, so I'll use this point since that's the level that we actually started to squeeze above, and then we return to over here. So that's a fair judgment there. And you can see that we've been ranging for 74 days. So this is definitely the time where people start doubting if we can actually trade above the range highs. And typically around this time is where you actually start to get your parabolic advancements. So if we actually start reclaiming this level here and we actually break the downward sloping trend line, I do think it's likely we can actually see a reversal. But again, we have this upward sloping one to be watching, because if we lose this upward sloping trend line, then you have to look at your mid-range. If you can't hold that mid-range, then definitely I'll be actually looking to be bidding the range lows. So in the event we come down, you can see that we have this ascending triangle and you have this support in and around the 95.6k level too. So that's something to be watching, because if we get signs of strength there, you can actually not get the move to the range lows where your buyers there will actually be getting front run again. And that's where they'll be forced to chase price as we actually start getting those moves upwards. So if you're enjoying the video and you want to be trading yourself, make sure to click that first link down below. And when you click that first link down below, it's going to take you to this page over here, which is the page for Blofin. Now, Blofin are offering to my community a massive sign-up bonus of $5,000 US. So make sure to be taking advantage of that. And I definitely do recommend Blofin. They're one of the best exchanges out there. They're actually growing really quickly due to them having extremely low maker fees. They also have fire blocks, which is an amazing feature where they have a third-party custodian to make sure that your funds are more secure. So definitely be signing up for Blofin if you want to be taking advantage of some of the opportunities I've been talking about and you agree with my opinion. And make sure to be checking if it's available in your country, definitely. And if it's available in your country, it's an amazing exchange with no KYC. So it's easy to sign up and be trading straight away. But yeah, definitely check if it's available in your country. Now, for whatever reason, if you don't want to use Blofin, maybe you want to go for an even bigger deposit bonus, you can click the second link down below for KCEX, which they offer a massive $9,000 in bonuses. So when you click that second link down below, it will take you to this page over here for KCEX, and you can see they have 0 fees for trading as well. And they also have 0 withdrawal fees actually for all change, which is absolutely amazing. And if you want to be getting an instant $20 bonus as well, you can actually sign up for the third link down below for MEXC over here. So when you deposit $100, they're going to top it up and give you $200 in trading bonuses over there. And when you click that third link down below, it will take you to this page over here. And you can see the MEXC are one of the best exchanges too. They've been around for a long time. They're really reliable. And of course, they have a lot of coins that you can't access on other exchanges, as they list the coins first all the time. So if you like your altcoins, you like these really low fees, and you want to be taking advantage of that $20 bonus you get when you deposit $100, I definitely recommend you use that third link down below for MEXC. So if you're enjoying the analysis and you want to be trading for yourself, make sure to be checking this account on X called 𝗚𝗥𝗔𝗦𝗦 Trading. This is my personal trading community with another analyst called Spill. So I'll be following him on Twitter as well with post notifications on. But you can see on this channel here that we have all the analysis that we have for day-to-day trades. Of course, the analysis that I mentioned on this channel over here is kind of medium term to high time frame. So you definitely want to be tapping into these killer entries that we're getting in the group, and you can be making a lot of money on the side as well, especially for altcoin season coming up. And you can see that we follow most of our students over here, so message any of them to be getting an insight on how they're finding it in the group. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you want to be getting involved, make sure to be messaging this account. We'll get back to you and we'll see if you're actually fit for the group, as it is a exclusive group where we only take serious people. But definitely be checking this out on Twitter. And for the longer term over here, you can see that we have this year 3 where we have altcoin season. So it's likely that we can actually go upwards and have that altcoin season. And if we do have the altcoin season, you can see that we can be entering phase 2 that I tweeted about just earlier on my Twitter. So it's important to be following me to be getting those updates well ahead of time. So now saying that it is a great opportunity to front run institutions, because Ethereum is looking quite bullish. And speaking of Ethereum, you can see that we have this nice falling wedge. So this is a reversal pattern where you actually have a previous move up, a nice consolidation that's tilted downwards, where you have your lower highs and lower lows converging, typically due to the move that you had before. It is a reset in the market, and it's a bullish pattern to be looking at for a break and a retest higher. So of course, a lot of people would have been getting faked out over here. So it's likely that we can actually break this resistance, retest, and actually break out finally next week. So that's something to be watching for Ethereum. We know Trump's actually accumulated a lot of Ethereum, so that's something to be watching for. You can see if you look at this symmetrical triangle here, we're actually starting to actually reverse. You can see you have your low, you have your high. This can be your higher low before you actually start going. So again, you want to be watching for closing candles above 3330. If you can get those closing candles above that level over there, then it's likely that we can actually start squeezing upwards, in my opinion. And you can see if we start doing that, then this inverse head and shoulders will be confirmed. So we need to be seeing closing candles above 4K. And then if we get those closing candles above the $4,000 mark over here, Then you have this technical target at 6.7k over there. So that's something to be watching for as well. And you can see that we're maintaining an uptrend. So again, the trend is your friend to the end of the trend. And it's important to be actually long in strength. And it's important not to be getting too bearish. So I do think that this Ethereum dip is something to be paying attention to. You can see we're holding the symmetrical triangle support over here. So that's actually looking quite good. And we have this massive cup and handle on the higher time frames. So of course, I do think that Ethereum is actually looking quite good. And if Ethereum starts exploding, it's likely that that's a symptom of the Bitcoin dominance coming down a lot. And you can see that the Bitcoin dominance is that massive resistance, and we have this rising wedge in play. So I do think that it's likely we can come all the way down for the Bitcoin dominance, and that will cause a massive alt season. And if the Bitcoin dominance comes down, you can bet that the Ethereum against Bitcoin chart is going to be starting to reverse. You can see that we hit a massive 4-year demand zone. We had this upward sloping support line with multiple touch points. So this is definitely likely to be a point where we can at least get a bounce. And from there, we can evaluate if this is the proper reversal for now. But again, we need to be seeing higher highs and higher lows to actually confirm that. But I do think that if we break this downward sloping trend line with volume support, guys, just a few weeks of price action can erase over 20 weeks of bleeding over here. So that's something to be monitoring. And I don't want to be getting too bearish on the Ethereum against Bitcoin chart. You have to understand when the level of support is being found, it's likely you can actually start the reversal. So you can see if Bitcoin dominance starts coming down, it's likely to start going up. And you can see total 2 over here as well has a nice symmetrical triangle. It's likely that we can break this bull flag to the upside. So altcoins are looking ready to pump. And you can see we're already leaving this mid-range on this altcoin season index. So that's something to be paying attention to as well. So yeah, that'll be it for me, guys. Make sure to follow me on Twitter to be staying up with all the updates. You can see I mentioned a lot of these things before on my Twitter and well ahead of time of this YouTube video. So definitely be doing that. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, guys. See ya. Bye-bye.